Welcome back, adventurers, to Beyond Passports. I am so excited to let you know that in May 2026, I'm going to Asia for the first time ever. I'm going to be going to Hanoi, Vietnam, as well as Beijing, China. Stick around to see what I'm going to be checking out. So it all starts when we are going to be leaving Prince George, British Columbia, Canada. The northern capital of BC is what it's called. That's where we live right now. So we're going to be going from there, flying right to Vancouver, have about a couple hour layover, fly from Vancouver on an 11-hour flight all the way to Seoul, South Korea, which I think it kind of counts as being there. Let me know in the comments what you think, if you would count flying somewhere in a flight as part of being in that country at some point. From there, we're going to have about an hour layover. It's all in the same terminal, thankfully. Then we're going to be flying all the way to Hanoi, which is the capital of Vietnam. And of course, it's in North Vietnam. So if you know anything about the Vietnam War, there's a lot of history there. So while we're there, we're going to be checking out a lot of stuff relating to that. I'm probably going to butcher a lot of these names and words because it's not my language. I have no idea how to speak it, so apologies ahead of time. But let me know if you guys know how any of this is pronounced. But basically, we're going to be getting in late, about 9:30 at night local time. We'll then be checking into our hotel, which is going to be the Hanoi Indochine Premium Hotel, which is in Old Hanoi. I'm really looking forward to that. We got a really nice room up on the top floor. Then we're going to be starting things off the next day by going to the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum and the One Pillar Pagoda. Then we'll kind of putter around for a bit, and then we'll make our way over to the Tran Quoc Pagoda. Then the next day, we're going to be hoping to go and do a Hanoi city tour with a trip to Train Street. I don't know if I want to do the north end or the south end. Apparently, the north end is like the main entrance and the busier part with less trains. But the south part, it's not as busy as the north part. More train action. So I don't know. We'll see. My parents are coming with us on this one, so I'm very excited for that. And then we're going to be going to do a full day trip the following day in, I think it's pronounced Ninh Binh or Ninh Binh. It's just looks absolutely stunning. So I cannot wait to go there. Going to be going to the rice fields, this little kind of cave trip on a boat. It's going to be really, really cool. Then we're going to be going to the Ho Chi Minh Museum. And we're going to be going to the Ho Lo prison, which the American prisoners of war during the Vietnam War called it the Hanoi Hilton. Then we're going to be going to the Ngok Son Temple and the Temple of Literature. I think it's very important when you're in these countries to really embrace their culture and go and see what's important to them. Then it's a little rough. We have a lot of train travel to get to Beijing. So we're going to be leaving about halfway through our trip at 10:30 at night is kind of the plan. And then we're going to be taking an 11 to 12-hour train ride overnight, getting into Nanning, China at about 10 in the morning. And then we'll hop on another little subway type deal just to kind of get to where we want to go in Nanning. And that'll be kind of all over, hopefully, around 11 in the morning. So that gives us kind of, if we have enough energy, the afternoon and the early evening to kind of look around Nanning and kind of get a better idea of what we might want to check out. But then the next day, at 8 in the morning, roughly, we're going to be taking a train to Xi'An. And when we're in Xi'An, we'll get there at about 6:30 at night. We'll have that evening off to kind of just relax and look at some views, maybe take a walk around. And then we're going to be going to see the famous terracotta warriors. I am so excited for this. I've always wanted to see this. I think it's fascinating that there's thousands of these terracotta soldiers, horses and everything buried, and they still haven't found all of them. And it was all because one man wanted to bring it with him in the afterlife, essentially to serve him, as his army and protect him. So the Terracotta Warriors is, I cannot pronounce his last name, but it's the Emperor Qinshi Mausoleum Site Museum. Then we'll be there for a little bit. We'll head back to Xi'an because it's about an hour out of that city. Then the next day, we're going to be going to the Mount Hua. We'll be doing like the cable cars, and we'll go up and check out the views and everything. You can also hike up the side, but my dad is not really the most mobile and hiking person, and I don't know. I think we're gonna be really tired anyway. So I think the cable cars, even though we're gonna have to wait apparently up to a couple hours to get on one, I think it's gonna be worth it to do the cable car instead of actually going and walking up the whole thing. Then we'll go back to Xi'an, and the next day we're gonna be taking a train, bullet train, mind you, from Xi'an to Beijing, hopefully leaving around 7:45 in the morning, getting into Beijing at about 1:15 in the afternoon. This is all, of course, local time. And they're 15 hours ahead in Vietnam and 16 hours ahead in China, I believe, in Beijing. If I'm not mistaken, it's either 15 and 16 or 16 and 17 or 14 and 15. I'm pretty sure it's 15 and 16. Let me know if I got that wrong. If you made it this far, make sure you hit like and subscribe and comment if you've been to any of these places. If you've been to Vietnam, whereabouts? If you've been to China, whereabouts? If you've seen any of these attractions, I'm super excited. Then when we get to Beijing, our first day, we're going to go see some pandas. We're going to go to the Beijing Zoo, and I cannot wait for this. And hopefully we're going to finish off that day at the Tiananmen Square and maybe catch a sunset while we're there. It'd look really, really, really cool. Then over the next couple days, we're going to be going to the Great Wall of China, which I can't wait for, as well as the Temple of Heaven, which is absolutely gorgeous. If you haven't seen the pictures, look it up. Obviously, I have some here. Then we're going to be going to the Forbidden City. And I've heard that when you go to the Forbidden City, you have to get your tickets at least a week in advance. If you've been there, please let me know if this is real or not. There's also some other things that we're going to have to do ahead of time, like download apps like WeChat, Alipay, and all of these things. Is you can't use a lot of your apps over there. Like Google Maps doesn't really work very well. And then with they call it the Great Firewall of China, you have all these issues with the social media platforms like Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook Messenger, all of that. It doesn't work over there when you have your regular SIM card from really anywhere else outside of China. So we're going to have to get either an eSIM. If you know a good company for that, let me know. No paid partnerships here right now, so I'm not going to plug one in, but we're looking at a couple and just trying to see what's best. It's basically like having a second phone on your phone. You don't have to actually switch out the SIM card, which is nice with the eSIM card. Apparently, if you go to the airport and you get the SIM cards there, sometimes there's issues where you buy it and then they deactivate right away, so you kind of just waste some money. It's a little bit of farting around that I don't really feel like doing when I'm in a country that I have no idea what the standards are of a lot of things. Then after the Forbidden City, we're going to be going to Summer Palace. After Summer Palace, the next day, we're hoping to go to the National Museum of China and finishing off on Tiananmen Street. And, do some of the shopping that we want to do right at kind of the end. That way anything we missed, we didn't really find that we liked on the first little bit, we can pick up at the end. And of course, there'll be some shopping in Vietnam and Xi'an as well. And then that's it. We fly all the way back. Thankfully, we have a later flight at 6:30 at night out of Beijing, and that'll take us right back to Seoul, Korea. Out of Seoul, we'll go back to Vancouver, and then Vancouver back to Prince George. And this trip is taking from May 6th to the 24th. So just about 3 weeks down there, and I am so excited. My wife's excited. My parents are excited. This is going to be absolutely fantastic. So if you know any tips or tricks, please let me know. Obviously, I'm just a normal, average guy going on these trips and just want to share my experience with you guys. I don't want to, I'm not going to hype this up as like a creator or anything like that, or, put all these pointless plugs in there, but I'm really looking forward to it. And please let me know if you have any suggestions. Obviously, these things might change. We might find some things we want to do instead of other things, or I tend to overthink like, I'll go to this place and it says only 30 minutes you'll be there on average. Well, I'll put like an hour. I'll basically double all of my things. It says 2 hours, I'll put 4, just to make sure I have enough time on my itinerary. And if you do big trips, you need to do an itinerary. Cannot stress it enough, especially when you got a lot of things going on. Otherwise, you're going to get really confused when you get down. You're going to get overwhelmed. You're probably just going to shut down and not see all the things that you want to see. But let me know if you like the video by hitting like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the content on the channel moving forward. And of course, you're going to see a lot of the content around China and Vietnam, which keep an eye out for. It's going to be coming eventually, but really looking forward to it. Make sure you guys take care and always stay adventurous.